sky?
Yeah. I was just noticing that yesterday, actually.
Yeah, it's out of hand up here.
It is? What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, you could almost play checkers on it. They streak across and make grid patterns and whatnot. It's incredible.
Yeah. What does that mean? Anything in particular?
Well, we could get into the potential of what a lot of it means, from something positive to mainly something negative, but, that'll go down on it as a conspiracy theory. However, it is going on. So if you wanted to go down that road, everybody would have to put on their tin hats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I got mine handy right here.
Well, there you go. I mean, you can tell if there's metals being dumped out when you see the sun go down, and if there's rainbows in the clouds, that means they're dumping metals. So
shit.
There's a lot of shit going on there. Probably to dumb us down, hook us into a 5G. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the 5G. That's another part of the problem, isn't it?
5G. Yeah. Well. Yeah. It is. Depending on where you're at, whether they're running it or not. But that's another whole thing. Yeah. Gosh, it's been a while.
Pee-wee said he already has his hat on.
Who?
Pee-wee says he already has his hat on the board.
Yeah, I can see Pee-wee in here. He's in here. Yeah, well, good, Pee-wee, because that's what it's going to take to get through this stupid shit that's going on in the world. Come to find out, it seems like your conspiracy theorists end up being your truthers. You know what I mean? I mean, the stuff's going on out there is wild on every level. But anybody paying, any bit of attention at all can see a lot of what's happening. But, this chemtrail stuff's kind of affecting my sinuses, so I don't know. Luckily, it's windy a lot of the times out at the Delta, so it does blow it out a lot, but it keeps the sky in like a haze.
Yeah. And it's so hot. I mean, over here it's super hot, like in the valley or whatever. So it makes
mainly
it
windy and hazy. Weather's up and down, really sporadic. But that's even another story why that's going on. The weather's kind of weird everywhere. Yeah,
Pee-wee's like
I
have a poem about it. That's hilarious. Like me. Pee-wee said he has a poem about it. He's like me. He got a poem for everything. So how about if we start? I don't know where everybody's at, but that's why I was asking if it was a holiday or something. I guess I should check the studio. That's weird.
No, it's just you and me right now.
Well, we would have to read each other poetry. Oh, well, that sounds good to me. I don't mind.
So let me ask you this. Did you get your page stuff settled?
Well, I was going to check that actually right now. I was able to make the account and stuff like that, and then when I go to log in, it says that I didn't verify my email. But then when I went to my email, there was nothing from them in there. And although I already paid for the gold membership, so I don't know what the hell. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just conspiracy to be honest. But I was trying to not lay low and do it not like a big thing, just slide in and
right. Just kind of slide right in.
Yeah, so I slid right in, and now I can't slide right out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't want to make another because I have to pay for it again.
Don't abandon that page though.
No, I won't because I already paid for it, and I don't want to. I didn't really want to give
good.
And whatsoever.
I contributed you some points so you could get a rocking again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, Raz gave me a bunch of points, and my thing is I just didn't really want to give them any money, but I also like to close. Yeah.
No, I know.
So,
but it's
I'm
just
here really
easier to deal with.
Back where they need to be and to lift them up and to get things back in order, so that's why I'm here. I've always been here for the group, so,
Well, I know I speak for a good volume of the group that's been around for a while. It tickles our heart to have you back. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for all your support and help and everything. You're a really true friend, one of the few. So, you know, I appreciate you. Love you.
Thank you, darling. I just try to keep rocking in the free world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if we have to read each other poetry, me, you, and Pee-wee, oh, well, then we will. So, I'm sure they'll come later.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to upload your old stuff back onto your page?
No, they made me start completely over. Took away all my medals. I had over 500 gold medals. Everything else, they took them all. I have to start from zero, which sucks.
Did you save your poetry? You saved it, right?
Oh, yeah, I backed up all my poetry, yeah. I have over, 6,000
poems. You could copy and post it back if you wanted to, one at a time, right?
Yeah, if I wanted to, some of the ones I like. Well, now everyone's going to totally scrutinize everything I write. So, like we talked about the whole plagiarism thing. If you take it off the page, it's always going to show it's plagiarized. That whole thing. But fuck it. I don't care. I know what's up.
And
but everything,
is
but whatever. I don't give a fuck. If you want to read my shit, go ahead. If you don't, I don't really care. So I'm not going to kiss anyone's ass. I'm not going to change anything that I've done. So, when you look at go back and look at what they tried to present to you a year ago, just look at it again and see what, if you see anything different. That would be my suggestion. But it is what it is. So hopefully people will appreciate the fact that I have the nerve to come back. So,
We call that balls.
Yeah.
However, got to stand up for what's right.
They didn't like me in the first place. So, some people, I mean.
Stand up for what's right, sweetie, no matter what. All right?
Yeah, or you stand for nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly. You fall for everything. That got to stand.
That's
for
what I meant. Yeah, you
there.
fall for everything. I knew it was a catchy cliche. I fucked up.
Right.
But
there's a lot of truth to it, so it's all good.
So, a surprise the year went by.
Anything new that
of
you want
course,
to share
I have lots.
as far as a piece you wrote or something?
I tried to post it, but I can't get in. So, yeah, I got lots of stuff. Always this whole time I've been writing. I was thinking we could do. I think Pee-wee's a SoundCloud. I gotta upload his. So, yeah, 'cause I've been really busy.
Pee-wee's got a SoundCloud.
Yeah, I'm going to put his up there now. I'm going to do it. I'm sorry, I've been at work. So, how about you read yours? You want to read one?
Wait, let me take a call here. Who's all the ones? Is that Raz?
Rack.
Rack? Okay.
Yeah.
Randall.
Is that you, Rack? What's up,
Randall? How you doing, brother?
How you doing, man? How are you?
I'm good.
Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, hey, Rack.
Hey, boo.
Yeah. Where's everybody, Rack?
I know Rack feels the same. It's nice to have Boo back, right?
Rack's got to get back in the group. He was kicked out, too. I don't know. If you need any help with that, let me know, Rack, because I know it's hard for you to see it.
I'll be able to wander back. Don't worry about that. I have other issues with my stupid phone half the time. I'm lucky I could get it to do what I wanted to anymore sometimes.
Rack's another one, a true friend, the whole time. Always had my back. And he told me, I don't give a fuck what happened. And I said, okay, it doesn't affect our friendship. I said, oh, there you go. And Adam and Raz, too, and Linda and Francine, Zappa, all the ones that have been supportive. I appreciate so much. Rob. So, thank you. So,
yeah. Well, I think the gang knows. The gang
Dave,
knows
also Dave.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
From the beginning.
The cream floats to the top.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It always does, brother. That's right.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna let him pull me down. Fuck it, I've been through worse. So, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Sometimes getting pulled down is fun.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
You're in the mood.
Well, hell, it's always about the climb anyway.
Don't bring down, 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 down. Don't bring me down.
Yeah. Cool.
I loved your poem for Mermaid
Electric Light Orchestra, right?
I think that's ELO. I remember the lyrics at the time. I remember them wrong.
Hey, you know what, brother? I taught myself poetry. Started teaching writing song lyrics when I was pretty young, rewriting the lyrics to songs, and then started singing songs. I didn't know the lyrics. Fuck it, I just make them up at the time there. It's kind of a teaching aid when you're that young, you know? Yeah, I figured, and if it wasn't a real word, I just make up my own. I figure, and then just put a definition in the bottom. If somebody says it's not a real word, I said, bullshit, you know? I mean, what gives Webster the only ones that can invent words, as long as you give a definition, right?
But what I find funny is sometimes you remember something and you don't realize it sticks with you, and then you remember it and you're like, oh my God, that was you know so and so that was you know, oh my God, that was what's his name from the Beatles, and it's like I don't remember that. it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the important stuff we forget. But boy, that nonsense, I retain that shit like glue.
So some of it's just such an earworm, and it sticks with you, and it pops up at the weirdest times. Someone will just trigger something. I'm like, God damn it, get that song out of my brain.
Stuck there forever.
Movie slogans.
Mm-hmm.
Movie slogans and certain sayings do the same thing for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a sign of a good ad, though, when you remember it. Even if it's annoying, you still remember it, and that's the whole point.
Yeah, it's like Matt said, man, you carry it for the rest of your life.
Like, I'll never forget the one I saw when I was like 9 years old, and I never forget this ad, and it's a lady driving in the car, and she's trying to put eyeliner on, or mascara, whatever it is, makeup on, and it says, this is where makeup gets ugly.
Man, I can't tell you how many women I've seen doing that while commuting.
Yep. Once I'm done, my face.
Drinking coffee and putting makeup
into one, boo?
No. Once I'm done my face, I'm done. It's just my lipstick. I just throw in my pocket. But I don't do that. I don't even like.
The mop meltdown.
My mop meltdown. That's the mess. All the hair that I got. It's like a fucking chia pet.
You know what, guys? I tell you what. When it comes to poetry too, because well, hell, this is a guest poetry show. You know, getting people, even getting poets out of their box is key to this. You know, it's not about all these formats and all these different ways to mathematically put it together and the rhyme sequence and the refrains and the yada, yada, yada. That's all great, and it's all good practice, so you get versatility. But a lot of people ask me, you know, where do you come up with this phrasing? Location helps out. One of the things that limits people is the stuff that they look around and see around them. If they give animate objects, inanimate objects, live things, if they give that personal human emotions and intellect and using the basis of what that animal or image is there from that type of personification, there's a lot of interesting spins and places you can go with that expand your horizons in writing poetry. You know what I mean? Whether it rhyme or free verse. I mean, how many ways do we want to talk about fall leaves falling and all their color? I mean, as soon as I see that shit, you know, I got to cover my mouth and I'm about to vomit because it's been done so much. So what if we talk about how the tree feels about it and those freezing roots and what happens when that loss of those memories that fall in those leaves get raked into heaps and rot in gutters? How does that tree feel? You know, when you start coming from those type of angles, it'll open up another whole dimension of poetry. Just throwing that shit out there for those that are, you know, wondering when they get writer's block. Bring that aspect into it, you'll never get writer's block. You know what I mean? Anyway, cool. Let me take a call, and then you guys ready to start rocking?
Ready to start rocking.
All right. 573, who's joining the lounge?
It's the one, the only Sinister Spittle. What's up?
What's up?
Hey. Thanks for coming.
What is up, brother?
Second the ride. Hold on to your britches.
Singular Sinister.
Cool. Yes, sir. All right, guys, glad to have you, brother. Boo, you want to start rocking? What's up first? We got enough here to comment and start moving along.
How about we start with Sinister if he wants, and then we can go to Pee Wee.
No, man. Don't start with me.
Why not?
I tell you what.
I just canceled. No, because I was watching a movie with a kid, and I remember the show, and I was going to do it anyway. I'm not even loaded up on the line or anything yet.
We'll pick somebody from the list. You're down to
I don't even know what's the direction tonight. I mean, I don't know shit. You just told me to come. You know,
whatever you
want. As long as you brought yourself, you're in good shape, brother. That's all you needed to do. We'll take the rest
bring myself.
There you go.
Come on now.
Hey,
exactly.
Boo, I've got a Infinite Destruct comment on the group there saying he's got a small window and he can read his in a few minutes here. I'm not
Pee Wee?
What a few minutes means.
No, Infinite Destruction.
Oh, Infinite Destruction. Okay, is he going to call? Because usually he calls. Or...
That's what he just said. He's just...
Infinite, you're hearing me, brother. Go ahead and call.
He will.
Yeah.
He said he's got a small window. Give him a minute.
He can go first.
He's got to crawl into it. He's got to crawl through it first.
Let the lines vibrate in peace. It will come. Let the lines vibrate in peace. It will come.
Right. It's all about the frequencies, brother. All about the frequencies.
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
I don't see him on the board.
Right.
I mean, on the phone line yet, so I'll just grab the phone.
I don't know. I keep losing the transition from ground control to Major Tom. I have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah. Well, you can only get it if you took your protein pill and put your helmet on.
Oh, that's where I messed up.
I thought the foil hats worked. They told me the foil hats work. God damn it! What the hell?
I was using my helmet as a cereal bowl.
Hey, I
was using my helmet as a cereal bowl.
I share something with you guys that counts for a lot of people all over the area. They want to pick my head for a lot of weird shit going on in the world. Anyway, so they'll come and sit in my boat, man, and the first thing I do is I have two aluminum foil hats, man. I put one on and hand one to them and say, you really want to go down this rabbit hole? And if they put it on, hell, we're on.
I should put one of those in the car and just pick up random hitchhikers and make them put it on.
Shit, man, I tell you what, we all need to. As wild as this shit's getting to go on, and if you do a little research as far as to find out what's really going on, some of this stuff is so mind-blowing that the only way you can really grab it is by putting a tinfoil hat on. I mean, it's bizarre.
Let's see. Do you see Infinite, right? On the phone line?
No, I'm not seeing them.
Okay.
No, everybody who's on the phone is live.
Yeah, okay. I was just checking. Maybe he put a sound loud, but
I just got. He's saying he wants to change he's changing his mind the last minute. I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then we're just gonna pick somebody from the list, and then
then put something up and
something up there. Whatever. Okay, so Sinister, do you want to read something?
Yeah. I'll read something. I'll read my own. Yeah, I'll just read something.
Okay.
Let's do it. Give me.
Pretty sure. Okay. We're anonymous. I don't think he's gonna call. All right. So here you go.
All right. We've got a...
All right, ready to go? It is, for the words, a simple matter of choice and time for a new book that I'm writing by anonymously known. We either way decided by us are willing to consider everything contained within the Bible, or we will not. When I continue to consider the idea of being moved on with our Creator all throughout infinity and back again, the infinity symbol, like in the movie Groundhog Day, enters our mind. I state this today because I believe that none of us have left this planet yet. I believe that when we die, we become all of the loving, honest, humble goodness in whatever generous form that we were and offered the best of ourselves towards before we passed on into this state of our being. That our Creator offers any of us to all life before we pass on into the innocence of the moment infinite. Some more, some less. I believe that while still alive and screaming, are embracing everything and person, we are still moving on with every part and piece and person within this life. All in a great big old figure eight, all turned on the side, all throughout and beyond its middle and back again, offering us up to a continuing choice to follow continually our Creator's perfected and balanced guidance, or not to do so. At least for myself. Just like within the suggested movie Groundhog Day, I believe this idea infinite offers any of us the blessing of time until, like within the Bible, our time here ends, as well as time and any decision that we could possibly make ends with our Creator's mighty decision in the sincerest regards to all of this life here on this planet to continue throughout our lives each day, like within this movie Groundhog's Day, like with any part of this moment infinite, we will have the continuing choice today to perfect our decision with our Creator, or not to do so. To continuously make an imbalanced or balanced decision, yes, at least for me, at this moment is all. A simple but never easy matter of mine and your continuing choice while we are all still living here. God, and all good blessings to you and your decision within this life today, friend. Either way that you decide, friend, I'm hopeful that you will find the infinite welcome of continuing peace. We either way decided by us are willing to consider everything contained within the Bible, or we will not. And peace.
Sin, my friend. Yeah, brother. Let me ask you a question, bro. You keep a diary. You've got all your poetry, right, in your possession?
Nah, no. Some of the pieces gone over time.
I tell you what.
Why?
You're the way you phrase your thoughts moving through any particular piece is quite something, brother. Not only worth hearing, but as far as reading it, it's the same type of thing. It's enthralling the way you capture your thoughts here. If you're ever going to get a diary or...
They're not mine, though, dude. I'm just reading. Those are anonymously.
He read for Anonymous.
Yeah, they're not mine, dude. I'm just that goddamn good performer that you think it was mine.
Like you wrote it.
Oh, my bad. This is Anonymous's work. My bad, Anonymous. This is pretty outrageous. I'll tell you what. This is someone who is quite awake. quite an intriguing piece, got to tell you. A lot of stuff going on here that is, you can spend the rest of the evening digesting the pieces of this piece here. Boo, what did you think?
Yeah, could you go to me last because I was doing the SoundCloud. I got to read it again.
Okay. Rack, what'd you think?
My mind is on crooked. I like this. He's got I think two main things that are resonating with me throughout this. The Groundhog Day speaks to me somewhat of futility of doing the same thing over and over and over again. But he also keeps mentioning his faith, and that's I think what's bringing him back and saving him. So it's a deep piece when it comes to the thoughts, the emotions that he's trying to bring out. I think, and I like that idea because if it worked for faith, if you don't believe that that there's a purpose, then why would we even bother? So it speaks a lot. It speaks a lot. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well said, Rack. You mentioned something that was well said, brother, and that is what's safe. You know what I'm saying? Being safe gets a lot of people into the predicaments that they're in because they kind of keep it safe. And man, it's really about the adventure, climbing out of the box and exploring. If you can do it without fear, so much the better. Let me take a call here.
Destruction.
Hello.
662. Who's joining the lounge?
It's infinite destruction.
Is that destruction? Hi.
Yes, it is. Hello there.
Yes, it is. All right. How you doing, brother?
I'm trying to find
Oh, your sound is really bad.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
In and out. That's better.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. That's good.
Yeah, sorry, I went to a little bad spot. It's raining. And they're talking about hail in the area, so I'm kind of feel like I might need to pull over somewhere and get my vehicle under canopy or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, do what you got to do, brother. Were you able to hear anonymously piece?
Honestly, no. I really wish I had been able to, but in
no, I got it. If you're driving and shit, I got it.
I will go back and listen to the show so that I can hear it. So.
Yeah, it's worth the read a few times. Sin, you read it. What do you think, brother?
So, I love that it did so good that you thought it was my piece. Nah, man, how it was so easy to read. It's a proclamation of thought, devotion, and love. Whether you call your higher power, this is the way you talk to it. Right next to them.
Yeah, I hear you. Very cool. Boo, you still out and about?
No, I'm good. I love how he puts the words there, like 400 words, a simple choice of time. It's just, I love that picture, don't you, Randall? Look at the picture. That's really cool. I don't know, it's really heavenly, but he's very spiritual. He's got a lot of spirituality, as we all know.
Yeah.
I believe none of us left had that.
You look at that picture, it's a Fibonacci pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of sacred geometry. If you look at the pattern of the swirl, it's why we see it in shells and all kinds of things. There's certain shapes that kind of dominate all of nature. This is one, the spiral is. So it's an interesting thing to consider what's really going on here in reading the piece of what he's trying to say here. And there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. One thing about what a truth, and everybody can say, well, that's truth to you. Well, that may be fine. But truth stands on its own. It doesn't need any show. No Hollywood, no gimmicks or anything. It does stand on its own here. And we take it for what it is. So the piece is quite interesting, and so's the pick that goes along with it. And definitely worth a deeper read.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, I know Infinite, you said you had only a short window.
Yes, sir.
I was just going to say one thing really quick, so that where he says, I believe while still alive and screaming or embracing everything, we're still moving on in every part of our piece person within this life. Like that's right there, just that one paragraph, really something, you know? Yeah. He always writes beautifully.
Yeah. He put a lot of food on the table. Anyone wants to take the time and dissect that of what's really going on. There's lots of layers to it. A lot to unfold and unpack. And that's what in a lot of ways, you know, a lot of poetry should do that. It should make you question, make you wonder, engage you with all the different senses. Very cool. A1, marvelous piece. So what do you got for us, Boo? Or Infinite, you want to read
Infinite's going to go now? Did you put it on the board, or you want, is it the one you put up there now? Or? Oh, let's go with this one instead. I see it. Okay. You're going to read it, right? Yeah, I got
SoundCloud there if y'all would like to play it.
Oh, okay. I didn't upload that yet. I thought you were going to read it. Yeah, okay.
Oh, you'd have to load that, don't you?
Yeah. It won't take me long, but yeah. Since you changed it, I didn't have it. So if you want to just wait, like a couple of minutes,
either wait or
read it, whatever you want to do.
I can just read it. That'll work.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
It's okay. No, I mean I was changing stuff last minute. There's no need to apologize. That was me.
We're ready then.
This is from the perspective of Armand, an ancient vampire speaking to a young vampire. And it was for a contest honoring the author Anne Rice. So this is called Godless, and here we go. Centuries I have lived for, a score and a decade. Many a maiden, peasant, and lord hath I slayed. From their life's essence, sustenance hath I made. My undying thirst has becometh a murderous blaze. No repercussions hath I received for being iniquitous. Good, evil, I shall remaineth ambiguous. You come to me seeking absolution, so ambitious to understand if thy existence is truly egregious. Yet this be the truth upon which thine heart is tore. Why should I give thee a lie? Tell me, what are you here for? A soul? A spirit? To be damned? Was there ever truly more? Lucifer? A God? This is the burden ye have bore. If there actually be a Satan, undoubtedly we are he. For even man's hedonism compared to ours, pathetically. If there's a God, he hates us, the perversion that we be. And not you nor I can debate this effectively. So give death to them all, to dust they shall return. For even we evade the light, or we shall burn. Go, remember my name and mine word, where'er you journ, right or wrong, I, Armand, leave you nothing left to discern. So go, let thy restless mind be free to be and rest. Sleepless angels which lie in wait not for us, I digress. For only man was promised salvation from their stress. As for us, we might as well exist as if this world is truly godless. End poem.
Wow. Wow, here's another one. A lot of meat on the bone here. Well done, brother. Second stanza. First off, your word phrasing. To rhyme those words, quite something, and give the depth of that meaning there. That stanza's outrageous. Your fourth stanza is incredible. If there can actually be a Satan, undoubtedly we are he. There's a profound statement in the contextual part of this stanza here. The last one. This is a heavy piece, brother. Love your reading. So well written. Wow. I'm not much for the dark tones as far as things myself, but I appreciate good writing when I read it and hear it. And you eloquently delivered that one. Well done, my friend. Boo, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, I love the old school writing, or the old, I don't know what you call it exactly, but it works for him, and he always does it like that. He just doesn't always say the same thing, but you remind me like old soul. I love the picture. I love how you did your page with all the blood in the back. I know, and the picture of him sitting there reminds me of Saint, and also reminds me of Silk. I hate to say it, but no repercussion has I received for being, oh my gosh, evil. And the truth here, what should I give to a lie? Did you say, this is for Anne Rice, huh? I think she would be proud of this. This is really interesting, dark. Remember my name and mine wherever you go, right or wrong. Like he's still going to be with you no matter what. And we all have him in us, whether we want to admit it or not, a little tinge of evil somewhere. And I think that's what you're saying, that none of us are really all that godly. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it's deep and it's well written, and I love the way your page looks. I always like it when people decorate their page.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, well
thank
said,
you.
Bud. Well said, Bud. I like the depth, the meaning, and the eloquence of this. That they recognize in this case. He recognizes the condemnation that's upon him. Quite heavy duty. Rack, what'd you think about that?
And I'm a sucker for the boxy lines, all the same length almost. Some weird.
Yeah, I liked it. It reminded me of like almost a home invasion. It just made me think of being someone coming after you almost. Coming at you.
Yeah, like it doesn't have anything to lose. It's already lost it.
Yeah.
It's
already gone.
Yeah, it's got a lot of impact. Yeah, I agree.
You get to this point, you're pretty much at the wrap. Sinister?
You're looking for the word gothic. The gothic is the word we're shooting for there. Yeah, it's very gothic, very, because Anne Rice always had the turn of the century, deep dark look, because it has to be with the vampire thing. I mean, I don't know what the very recent because I don't pay attention, but yeah, I really appreciated this, man. It's a very nice nod to the legend herself.
Thanks, thank you,
yeah,
thank you
right
all.
on, bro. Yeah.
Thanks for supporting always too, Infinite.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
be
any other way.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, Sin,
well done,
we have to go with Pee Wee next because he's been waiting, and then you. If that's okay.
That's fine. I just want to get in there. That's fine. I got time.
Thank you.
I hate to say it, but I do got to run. It's getting
Be
pretty
careful.
McNasty out here, so I need to I think I might need to be checking into what's really going on. But y'all stay safe.
Infinite, where are you at, brother?
I'm in Mississippi.
Well, hell yeah, you are. Okay, yeah. I seen that storm happening over there. Yeah. Wow. We'll get some cover, bro. It's all good. Appreciate the read.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me, and y'all have a great time, and I will look forward to listening to this when y'all get done.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks
God
for
bless.
listening.
Yeah, God bless,
Yes, sir.
brother. It's better than being God bless.
By the way, Infinite, just in case, sometimes it's, first we have somebody on hold too, Randall, but, it sounds shitty, like sometimes on Blog Talk, but if you go to Spotify or iTunes or any of those, we're all over, everywhere else, and it seems to sound better, just a tip.
Okay, I'll definitely keep that in mind, because when I go back and listen to it, I have to turn my volume all the way up in order to be able to hear it.
It sounds way better on iTunes and Spotify.
That's because Blog Talk's a bitch. So, do what Bruce says. Blog Talk's a bitch, man. Blog Talk is absolute fucking whore. It don't work right.
Okay, I'll definitely. You said SoundCloud? Yeah. I mean, not Sound. You do it on SoundCloud or Spotify or both?
Both. iTunes, Spotify, everywhere you can imagine, we're at. Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, everywhere.
Pandora?
Elsie,
Pandora, yeah.
Elsie's a pimpin' whore. Blue made it so. We're everywhere, man. We're everywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah,
well, if y'all,
Believe it or not, really love us other countries, especially Chile. Go figure.
Well, I got a question. I'm gonna put a poem link into the topic. If y'all have time, it's something y'all can go to, but obviously make sure everybody else gets heard. But I wanted to just leave that with y'all if y'all have time.
And if anybody wants the poems up in Spotify or SoundCloud or any of those, just send it, and then you put it on there too, so you can have yours up there.
The group has a reading list. If you put it on the reading list, some people, when they have time, they'll go to the reading list. It's like, what you're recommending, what's new, so it's not necessarily fitting a topic or a contest, and you drop it on the reading list, people will come by and find it and read it that way also.
They'll make another list that has, like, music or, like, audio recommendations. I think I did that before, but, yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Rack. There's another phone call, too, Randall.
All right, I'm going to hop off here. Y'all have a great night.
Good night.
Oh, there is. Let me pick this up. 757. Who's joining the lounge?
Hi, it's Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Dash.
Hi, Pat.
Hey,
how are you? Dash, Pat.
Yeah.
Pat.
Hi, Dash Pat.
Hey.
Hi, Dash Pat.
How are you, dear?
I hear you now.
How are you, dear?
I'm pretty good, thanks, Randall.
Good. Glad to hear your voice. So, Boo, we're still rocking in the free world here. Who's up? Been up next? Is that what I'm reading?
It's
a
Pee-wee. I'll go after that.
Surreally twisting and distorting in the nucleotide. Cuffs clump and become only one as the sun's core died. There ain't nowhere left to hide. Nuclear fallout ingrained in genetics of all its permeations. Look around to see exactly the key to its devastation. Twisted and torn down with no light from the night's gloom. And now it's reach everywhere, even all throughout this room. It's time for a tune. And the horns of Gabriel Blue. Dystopian daydreams grant me visions into what will never be. Darkness stretching out as far as my eyes can see. Time is coming that you were supposed to have been seen. Over and down again, old friend. Back to the streets. Back to the streets to see society shrink away. Now back to the streets that are nothing but empty clay. Take it back down to the streets that were back before today. Back to the solar police in their wildest of chases. Finally, someone must go back prior to the death of the sun's faces. Inversion of this perversion of a reality. Perverse and worse, this world of nothing to be. Sterilization of an illusion you once made of this life. How it's pathetically futile to follow that gold strife. Last dying rays of the sun reach out into gaping blackness. In the lack of sun, we'll do as we must to bring an end to this. And so the song went. The final verses never sung. In the end, never were he or any the one. Sun burned out, squeezed out life with a wrenching fist. The world of before now made into gnawing for the abyss. Inside a vacuous and nebulous space, there is no living at all. This dream of inversion of this perversion was made. To never be dreamed at all. Thusly ended the tune as the horns of Gabriel once again blew.
Wow. Yeah, boy, we've got an apocalyptic mood going on here. Anyway, this is a heavy piece, man. And you narrated it so well. Sterilization of an illusion you once made of this life, how it's pathetically futile to follow that goal of strife. Last dying rays of the sun reach out into gaping blackness and the lack of sun. We'll do as we must too, bring an end to this. That's a heavy-duty stanza right there, brother. Wow, this one's jam-packed. A lot of dark tones, but then again, there is a bit of a fight to make it right, and that what I found interesting on here, this dream of inversion, of this perversion was made, and that's absolutely true, and it's kind of the veil over the whole show right now. To never be dreamed again, at all. When we come through this, that's exactly right. Never to dream this bullshit again. This is a marvelous piece. Boo, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, this is front page worthy, I think, for sure. Nuclear fallout ingrained in genetics of all its permeations. Like, whoa, that sentence alone. Look around and be ready for this. Yeah, this seems like something you might write, actually. Not that's dark, but I mean the point of it all. And you know, I think it's sterilization of illusion. Like, whoa, what's real? What, you know, the audio was great too. At the same time, it's yeah, that sterilization. I just keeps like jumping out at me. It's yeah, it's like, damn, what a way to say it, you know? It's deep.
Yeah, that's the one that jumped out at me also, really. And the rest of it is as well written, but that one just hit me because it's the illusion that we've been under for so long. I mean, I'm going to get into details, but I got to tell you, people, whether you believe it or not, you've been lied to about everything. Which has created this illusion or this matrix that we're in that made this life, how it's pathetically futile. The aspect of this coming to light and understanding this so we can get past this is a big deal. Yeah, this is a heavy piece. Rack, what'd you think, brother?
Yeah, I liked when he said the part where he did the inversion of the perversions. And I thought that was very poignant. But the whole piece was great, you know, the coming of the end. And then he mentions the horns of Gabriel, you know, the aftermath, the cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's the word? I really appreciated it. I thought it was a great job. It was very dark, but at the same time, it was speaking of the coming of the end, and I know the term, and
no, he said the horns of Gabriel that once again blew. Like, whoa.
Yeah, but the rapture, I think that's what he's alluding to. The final cleansing of it's really a good piece.
Yeah, I agree here. And you mentioned something in there that is a big tell here that you hit on, Rack. The inversion of the perversion. When you look at what the dark side of things do in the societies and their symbolism and their colors and their numbers and all that jazz, that's exactly what you see is a perversion. And there is an inversion. What's up is down, what's dark is white, what's good is bad. Even from a scriptural thing, it said in the last days that they will call good bad and bad good. And we've got a lot of that in front of us, and the inverted symbols and the whole deal here. So he's spot on with that. And this dream does need to just truly go away. Sin, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, it was definitely a well-written, perceptive, worldly aware. That's what I'd like to call it, worldly aware. And I'm going to have to dig back over it because there was a lot of golden mines. What really got me, though, is, I'm not a big one for mass production with music and tones. And the tonality and what he picked to go behind that piece with the content was a nice choice. I'm definitely dig back into that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, same. Great comment, brother. And I know everyone here knows this. Poetry was always an oratory craft, and it's so much better when you can hear the poet narrate himself, because you get the feel from the angle where he's coming across and with the emotion and where the pauses are and all the drama or whatever emotional gamut it runs there is really adds the impact. Dash, what do you think?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was about hopelessness.
Why do you think that, Pat? I think it is too.
Yeah, because they all kind of keep coming back to the same idea that there's no point in dreaming or trying or anything because everything's sucked up.
Yeah.
And
you know what?
Read is good.
Yeah. Once we give into that fear, that depression, and all of that, their battle's over.
Yeah.
And we can't give into that, especially the fear-based aspect of it. That's a lot of the heavy-duty propaganda porn that's going on right now. And as far as the enemy goes, that's his number one weapon is fear. If we can get over that, and if you're centered, you get through this. And we're about getting ready to really undergo some serious shit here coming up. So I just letting people know, pay close attention. It's about to get real. Well said, Dash. So, Boo, what do we got?
We got Sinister, and then Rack, and Dash. I think Sinister's going to put his phone down.
You ready to read, Sin?
Yeah, I did. I already put it up there. I changed it. Not the first one. The one I have just recently just put up there is the core of 3, and it is. I didn't know this until I got on the feed today. It was picked for front page. I'm like, where are all these comments coming from? Why do I have so many messages?
And in Chains, my lovely dear friend, I haven't seen it in quite some time, nominated it.
Okay.
This piece is actually 3 pieces in one. It's from a picture prop series. And everybody ready?
Ready.
Yeah, rock it, brother.
All right. So this is Chord of 3. 1 second here. This screen's way too bright. Way too bright. There we go. All right. Chord of 3. Massive waves crash tsunami-sized rants into my cerebral. Weighted and worldly afflictions that are drowning me here. I'm encircled, overstimulation. Here, they attempted to lobotomize. Such obscure reactions dissolve salty drizzles and saltwater time. Ocean and I. Screaming silent muffled occasions of revolt against the bruise in your eye. No burden can wash me over now. I'm aquatic encasement of life. Boisterous currents splash my once callous opinion seaside. Releasing into the delta of clarity, the reason nurtures such lives. So quiet. There's a loss in audio refinement, getting lost in the gesticulation of why. And still, the storm won't flow over as you the kink in my pastel shine. Once the loose volatility of those aggressions drift in the lush tides, breached and colorful reflections. See, death will always get black. However, still, I'm the sweet vibrations of the moon of my becoming. Watch eclipse relieve strife. And battles amongst past inflictions in this drowning, I will rewire. Dry this dampened endeavor, I will see the draw on dawn's light. Where's that percenter of my individuality truly rooted? Core persuasions, molten and flowing change to direct me. Upward into ethereal transitions is here. My mind and soul unite. Nourishing this bounty of me once abandoned on wicked shores. Dissolve frantically. A myriad of aggregated relations rubbing raw arrogance and dire neglect. An emaciated plateau shrinking from drought, water table being restored. Crisp longitude of progression of this worldly awareness reborn. Somewhat lethargic on overindulgence of what was once held by scorn. Regurgitating sin, swift as those allies. Wet with veracity to annihilate remedial imperfections. Northern gesticulation in the series shows that they come about flush, leaned against useful purpose to find faith past the fury implied. Access of latitude binary refraction shine crystal dystopia onto the blind. Segmented transitions. Squall line on the Asian shore, quickly influxing this cleansing of me. The flood errant corridors of khaki cerebral, my limbs swollen and sore. I must exact purposeful intent to elevate from where there was decline. Blossoming in galaxies and deep brilliant progressions will capsize twilight. Upon my serious threaded castle, I didn't plan destiny through time. Like some magical being Jack forgot he dropped. Oh, what has become? Is a eucatastrophe. Birthing a modern day world wonder, that is I. The place a sidewalk into. And runways into the ethereal have begun. What fuck? Does he have it in me? As my portals breathe vast epiphany of welcoming horizons, my resilience and armor, the house of lineage of 3, Cosmic 4, and so much more. Assuring myself these illusions are I see visions of which I'm crystal clear, free,
ambience and take worldly pleasures by each tangible right, and truly inflect, indulge wings, like a sinister objection, cut through this life into the addendum that brims the sublime. I diluted archaic rhetoric, dicing obscene into nourishing droplets that fall like rain, opening my interior to bleed and sterile under the intrinsic sun, like a little magic. Inside a soul once hijacked, there's twilight, and the rebirthing my soul, my pen, capsize, the Valkyrie breathe, and peace.
Wow.
You knocked Randall out even. Holy shit.
Okay. Oh. You said this was the combination of 3 pieces. Is that right?
It's okay. The goal is you get 3 picture prompts. You get the head, like an essay, the head, the body, and the foot. The end. And each one you're doing body, and take on a story. Make sure that the story can end but continue. So this.
Yes. Let me ask you this, brother. When you make the pauses in between your stanzas, those act like titles in a sense. Is that what you're? Is that intended? Like your first one, Ocean Am I? Then you go to So Quiet, However Still. Is that the way this is broken up?
No. The breakup of the 3 pieces is not actually apparent by the lack of that.
Okay.
Those breaks are just what I do. The lack of those breaks are where the actual pieces are combined. Those breaks are what that's sinister style, baby.
Well, I got to tell you, brother. And again, Sin. So the comment that I gave Anonymous 1 still applies to you as far as on this, brother. There's a lot of stuff going on here, man, and a lot of heavy stuff and a lot of profound phrasing here. And each line is really worth looking at. Axis of latitude, binary refraction, shine crystal dystopia unto the blind. That in itself is a line is just worth considering of what you're saying here, and the whole piece is that. I mean, this is pretty heavy duty. Boo, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, like, this one, you could just have a whole show on this poem alone. It's so much dimensions to it, so many different things. It's just like, whoa. I mean, when I read it, I just go, shit. And I like how you have, I like the ending too, like a little magic. Soul once, I think it said, hijacked these twilight in the rebirthing my soul, my pen capsized, like an ode to writing there too, and to poetry, and then the whole dizzy-headed thing that you're talking about, vast epiphany of welcoming horizons. Like it's almost like you're making a new start, a fresh start, and you're actually surprised that you're more resilient than you thought you were, coming through what you've been through, and now things are finally crystal clear when you went through hell to begin with last year. I don't know if that's what you're alluding to, but. And then wet with veracity. I love that. Annihilate remedial imperfections. Like, you're not as imperfect as you thought. You're actually realizing you have strength through it all. That's what I see, and it's very beautiful, and it deserves the front page. So, congrats.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And you're right, Boo. And I think where he captures this, he captures it all over, but he captures it in this one line. Down towards the bottom, dizzy-headed isn't me as my portals bleed vast epiphany of welcoming horizons. Yikes. So that movement into that realm opens the door, and he's letting us know, you know what, this may be dizzy for you guys or you're not quite getting it, but this is where I'm at. And that's that's a profound statement right there. Like I say, there's a lot of meat in every one of these lines here. Well done, brother.
I like screaming silent muffled occasions, like screaming silent muffles. That's just badass.
Yeah.
That was a great read, Sen. You really got into it. I enjoyed it like I enjoy most of what you write. To me, it felt like you were moving on to what comes next. You were shrugging off the bullshit, trudging through and finding out for yourself what's going on, and then moving on to what comes next. That's what I got out of it. I thought it was nice. Again, with your usual flair. Really well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good comment, Rod. That's for sure. And then he's got a little humor at the end here, like a little magic inside a soul once hijacked.
Yeah.
That's right. That turns back to the dizzy-headed isn't me, because he's coming from those areas. Twilight and rebirthing my soul, my pen outside.
It's almost like he's saying it might be deep for you, but for me it's just a Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like, this is no big deal.
No. No, this is where, everybody roams wherever they roam. I mean, what is there, 8 billion people? There's 8 billion realities, I mean, wherever you're at, that's kind of the uniqueness of humanity that can give to the rest of us. It's not, as long as we're, not trying to go off on each other. I think Dash, you back there?
Yeah, I am. I'm back.
Yeah. Cool. Did you get to read or hear Sin's piece?
I heard a little bit of it, and I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll probably take a while here to get through that. Sin, well done, brother. Well done. You give us a lot to chew on. A lot of heavy pieces tonight. Very cool.
I'm going to say the tone
Anybody
is
else
very
wanna,
heavy. Yep.
What's that, Boo?
The tone tonight, everybody's very heavy, like in deep thought and contemplative.
It's a reflection of what's needed, because we can't carry on in this clown show, and we've got to get inside our own temple and start working some shit out and cleaning some stuff out and allowing for an awakening inside us here and get off this hamster wheel. And a lot of these pieces tonight reflect that in certain ways here of where people are at. And that's refreshing. That lets us know we're on the right path. Well done.
Let me add to that happiness for you, Randall, because I've been poeting all day off and on in the clubhouse, and this is a stance where a lot of artists are at, and that's really good because that shows that people are making the turn in humanity to realize hey, accounting and discerning is going to get us somewhere, and that's how we're going to move forward, because once we're all level on our own planes, we can work together. And that's where it's all at, man. We gotta fix us, and we can fix everything around us,
That is where it's all at. And there's a term for this that's going on, and it's global. And I've been paying close attention to this for about the last 10 years. And it's kind of a cool thing, and it's time. And for anybody who does check it out, it is biblical, and it's quite prophetic of what's going on. But this is what's referred to as the Great Awakening, and it's going on inside of all of us. And there is actually another higher level to this that deals with our DNA and coded information that's always been there that we're starting to recognize. So this is another one of those reflective pieces that is signifying what's going on, whether one's aware of it or not. Is irrelevant. Quite a heavy piece, then. Well done. Boo, where are we going?
Well, I was going to say Rack and then Pat. So I don't know what you wanted to read, Rack.
You could do Pat. I got nothing. You read most of my stuff. It's all good.
No, you're going to go after Pat. I'll pick something if you want, but yeah. So okay, ladies first. Then Pat, did you drop something?
What do you want me to read?
Something really shocking, like you got.
Whatever you're in the mood for.
Something really like shocking, and you know how you do it.
Kneecap us. Come on, Jasper. I haven't been kneecapped in a minute, man. Kneecap me.
There you go. Kneecap him.
What did he say?
Kneecap
him. Kick him in the balls with poetry.
Kneecap me. Poetically kneecap me. I know you're capable of it. It's been a minute since I've heard it, but I know you're more capable. Come on now.
Pick one that really shocked the fuck out of people that, you think like they were like, oh, and I know you got a couple of those, but whatever one you want.
Okay, I'd like to read my poem Eclipse.
Okay. You want to drop it on the board? We're ready for you.
I don't know how to do that.
I'll get it for you. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Boo.
Welcome. How come you want to read this?
Is this a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse?
What, the picture or the poem?
I'm being a smart at the poem.
It's a little backstory while I'm getting it. What do you want? Why did you want to read this one? Does it mean something to you? Or I like your picture on your profile.
Yeah, it means a lot to me because I think it's a love poem. And most people think it's about the eclipse. but it's really a love poem.
Is that a love poem? No, just kidding.
All right. Eclipse.
All right, I'm going to throw it in there right now.
Okay.
Okay, you can start reading if you want.
Okay. Eclipse. Somewhere in Indiana. Summer of 2015. Kitty. Glad you can't see the cocktail in my hand. Kim. I know what I'm getting you this Christmas. Long silence. Kim. I'm determined to be there with you for this. Long silence. Kitty. Fuck Parkinson. The end.
Wow. So few words, so much power. That closer, that ties this whole thing up.
And I am going to be there for this. There is going to be a solar eclipse on 8 April 2024, and I'm going to be there for it.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I wrote this,
that's interesting.
I was.
Well, do you know the eclipses? When you look at history, and a lot of ancient writings, the solar eclipses deal a lot with Israel. The lunar eclipses deal with a lot of the rest of the world. It's just an interesting observation. So if you're going to that solar eclipse in the news, well, I can't say the news because that's all fucked up. Watch what goes on with Israel during that time there. There's a lot of heavy stuff happening in the world, folks. Blow your mind. This is an interesting piece, Pat. I'm determined to be with you for this. That's a heavy commitment because that's what it takes, right? For all of us to get through this up and standing by whatever commitments we hold dear to the heart. Well done. Boo, what'd you think of this?
I love the fuck Parkinson's at the end, and then I read your author's note where it says you were diagnosed with early onset in 2010. That's a long time. How is it for you now? Is it annoying, a pain? Is it still? I mean, is it any better or worse, or it's just, because I know it can come and go, and that's a nobody. I mean, I'm not trying to be morbid, but nobody wants diagnosis, like, because you know what's going to come. And, yeah, and it sucks. And not much they can do about it. I don't know how it's affected you or if you want to even talk about it, but, and then the fact that you just said that I'm going to be there for it, like you're like going to kick you no matter what, you're going to be there for it, pull you there, drag you there, whatever, and I believe you because you're tenacious and a survivor. And I say fuck Parkinson's too. It's a bitch, and a lot of the other shit that's created. But yeah, this is and only like what I don't even know, 20 words, not even. It's like whoa when you're done, and those are the kind of poems I really love that make you think. And good job as always. I love your stuff and your style and your whole vibe.
Yeah, I agree, Bo. She's got a style that's all of her own. It's quite dynamic, and. Pat, you were right in the introduction of this piece, sweetie. This truly is a love poem. Well done.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Rack, what'd you think of that?
I like it. I tend to take the other side when it comes to love because I've been crapped on a lot. But from this perspective, what you're dealing with, and that last line, says everything to me. It's really very powerful, I think it's true what they say about your outlook depends on your attitude, and if you've got that I'm going to be there attitude, I think that makes all the difference in the world because people that give up, their body tends to say, okay, well then I'm giving up. But it's more than that. It's fueled by your emotions and your outlook and your feelings. A lot of things I think are a choice. You can choose to be like I'm going to live my life like every day. And you could choose to go ahead like that's not going to change anything, whether they told me or not. This is what's happening. It's an eventuality. It's like, yeah, but it's not today. It's not now. And I'm going to go ahead and show them that it's not going to stop me either. That's a beautiful attitude to have, and a testament to your feelings. And I think that's the perfect thing to kind of wrap your arms around when you're in that type of situation, because that's something that's it's not tangible, but it makes you, it lifts you. It definitely is something that I think helps you to go on and gives you focus. It's a lovely thought. And I bet you're going to be there too.
Thanks.
Yeah, well said, Rack. Well said. Yeah, it's quite a powerful piece. Shin, what'd you think, brother?
All right, so I got this thing that I've done a couple of times in different shows. I've done this a long time, so I'm motivated. You motivate me. So let's break off the problem here, and I'm going to get to the point in a second. Got soul, but I'm not a soldier. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Now, this is the Killers, and the song, I believe that's the name of the song. But anyway, don't count me out. Don't you put me on the back burner. Yeah, yeah. And that's what you remind me of. I told you to kneecap me, and you kneecap me because you kneecap me with inspiration and drive. And this, I haven't done that in a minute.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hear you, Sin. So few words generate so much power. Isn't that interesting? Authority that we have in that. It's quite something. And Pat eloquently displayed that power-packed punch there. Well done, dear.
And yet I bet there was a bunch of people who didn't get it. You know what I mean?
No, I would. A lot of people won't, but then again, you know how that goes. You really got to look into this stuff.
Pat's used to it.
Yeah. I like it when it comes right from the zone, right from the core, right out of the temple. Well done. So what do we got next? Rack's piece?
Yeah. Could you read Rack's piece, Randall? Please?
Yeah, I'll read it.
I just picked Rack.
Okay, this is by Raconteur, Fractured Fairy Tale. Once upon a time, over half a century past, I began chasing my destiny as clear skies inexorably turned overcast. There are no sweet dreams for diabetics, nor is there love at first sight for the blind. Life isn't simply unfair, it's outright cruel and unkind. My eyes have been denied the beauty of all that surrounds me, leaving me to stumble and fall as I try to navigate a world that confounds me. When searching for fairy tales in the dark, the only thing I manage to find is a steaming pile of crappily ever after, some unicorn left behind. End of poem. Boo, lay it on me.
I love the crappily ever after. That's hilarious.
Right?
I mean, when searching for fairy tales, the thing you find is this team of crappily ever. That's so funny. Some unicorn left behind, like, hey, we believe in all that bullshit the fairy tales just tell us from the beginning, chasing that white knight and that prince and all that other shit that's so not true. I mean, if you can get somebody to stay with you who actually knows you and loves you, that should be enough. But, you know, and this is in the Hurt Locker, of course. I hate that file, but you always have the heartbreak. You always know how to describe it so well. The eyes have been denied all beauty that surrounds me. It's so sad. It just makes me feel hurt for you and just want to hug you. Yeah, we need to stop believing that shit and take people for what they are.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. I mean, I can't imagine what he deals with on a daily basis here, and I appreciate the outpour and the reality of what he's conveying to us. And nevertheless, strength holds on into some humor here. I agree with you with the steaming pile of crappily ever after. You know, that's a satirical statement that can keep one balanced here. His second stanza, it's outright cruel and unkind. Reminds me, there's a song by Space Hog, you don't have to be cruel to be kind. You don't have to be a fool to be blind. And it hit me on that. Yeah, I thought this was a very touching piece that opens up a lot of windows of what it's about. And I agree with you, Bew. We need to take people for what they are on the inside, not what's on the outside, and recognize that everybody's reality is governed by a lot of the senses. And in Rack's case, he's got to come from a deep place within because a lot of it's been taken from him. Rack, well done. Sin, what do you think, bro?
He may be doing something with his kids.
Sin, or you on mute? Oh, he might be.
You know, I remember something that you said about Rack's poem, poetry before, Randall, when you said, he's the one who's blind, but yet he made me see. And he does that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Let's put it this way. It doesn't matter how good your eyes are if your mind is blind. You know, and that's what this is about. Reaching in the inside, showing us what's going on here with a different set of eyes. Dash, what did you think?
I like the poem, and I think it's about looking for love in all the wrong places. I think
that's kind of an epidemic level, right? That's how we get into all these holes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a country song that we all know?
Yeah.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah. But in this,
but you have not.
Here's the thing. Yeah, most of us do it with our eyesight, and we still stumble into them. You know what I'm saying? In that love in all the wrong places, and so many seductions. And even though his eyes have been denied, still no different, man. Still stumble into a lot of shit. Well done. And is didn't you still on mute or hold or busy? I guess so.
I think I got to go see if he's still here. I think he may have. Oh, he's back. 270, right? Okay. I think he's dropped it.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, it's Wayne. What's up, Wayne?
I made it. Barely made it, but I made it.
Yay! Welcome.
How you doing, Boo?
You made it.
Yeah,
Yes,
good. How are you?
Good for you.
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Good. Well, it's good to have you, Wayne. I haven't heard your voice in a while, brother.
Yeah, I ain't heard yours either. I'm glad to be back. I have all kinds of weird stuff happening. My computer crashed and all that stuff, so I'm getting back into motion.
Cool. Did you have a piece you wanted to do?
Oh man, I made a mistake. I turned off my security code by mistake, and so I couldn't get my software, so I had to wipe everything out and start over again. It's terrible.
For you? You want me to grab up one of your poems?
Oh, yeah, I'll try to grab one. How much time we got? Got a little bit of time? We've got a little time. I'll try to grab one. I'll try to grab one real quick.
Okay.
You go to the show. It might take 5 minutes or so.
Okay, all right. Did you want to read yours, Randall?
I'll put one up. I'll put up one. It was a quickie, wrote a little while back. I'll throw one up here.
I like the one you wrote for Mermaids Contest with the colorful thing. That one was good.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to read that one. I'm just saying I like it.
Yeah, it was one of those 20-word specials or something like that.
Okay.
Let's see. This one, everybody got it there, is a equestrian escape routes. Sometimes it's the sharp weight of human injustice and moral insanity that pierce the bone, until heightened prayers reveal a portal behind the veil, a back door into a place where freedom is love's highest vibration, while white horses from gilded hoofs across colored grasslands and textured beasts. Then I realized very soon, no more lying tongues from the mouths of bottled genies promising jaded rose gardens, nor the bleeding echoes of gypsy pirates who share the fog with primitive shadows, using shields of darkness and opaque grays to seduce a humble conscience. So I kiss my little dog who revels in the joy of companionship with a pure tongue and selfless understanding as I gain my balance in this real but dreamy war of the worlds. End of poem.
I love the ending line in this dreamy war of the world. That's like, I love the picture too. Was that a prompt?
What's that?
Was the picture a prompt? Picture.
No, I just find shit for it, you know.
I mean,
like I said, I just popped this out. I kind of like
ending
it,
line.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can finish. Sorry.
No, like I say, the piece was written before the picture, so there wasn't any inspiration there. It just seemed to fit.
I always trip on people that have write the poem. What is? I don't know which one's more difficult, to write the poem before the picture or the picture before the poem. But anyway, So this, I like what you say. So I kiss my little who revels at the joy of companionship. I also love how you have it, instead of S, you have Z's on some of them. I think that's cute. And remember, I told you I always have that dream about you on the boat with your dog. Like, it's so weird. It's selfish understanding as I gain my balance. I love the ending in Dreamy World, War of the Worlds. Like, you're just looking around, like, thinking, what's all this destruction? What's the point? And then favorite lines, love's highest vibration from the mouths of bottled genies promising rose-colored gardens. Like, take the rose-colored glasses off and look at what's real. Don't believe the hype, the bullshit that they're selling you. Do your homework, pay attention, wake up, take it back, like you say, because it's right in front of your eyes if you're willing enough to find it and look for it. And also, I think you're saying, I'm okay. I've done all I can. I've spread the word. I've said all I can say, and I can't say anymore. So I've done my job. And you're kind of disappointed with morality and with society, and even though you've worked hard for it to be different, it's not much different than it was when you first started your journey educating people. So I just thought it was really deep and beautiful, as always. And
thank you,
yeah.
Jennifer. Thank you. Hey, the whole thing is worth it if you can touch one person. And every breath you ever took was worth it.
Or dog.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Or dog. Yeah.
What dog?
Man, that's French.
Oh.
What do you think?
Was I've got another one, but the one that this referred to died a while back, right, Boo? Yeah, my little one. Yeah.
Yeah, your best friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see him again.
Yeah. Hey. All right, Rack, lay it on.
Pat, no, hey, be quiet. Don't even start it, Mister. Pat, what did you think of Randall's poem?
Randall, I loved your poem, and the feeling I got from it was kind of a melancholy. But some of the poetry tonight has been very dark and hopeless, and I felt like your poem had hope in it still.
Yeah, it's right, sweetie.
Yeah,
There's always hope.
Yeah,
there's
like,
always
I didn't
hope,
feel like you'd given up.
Yeah,
and it was a very
That's how he is,
always
like
hope.
Never dark, he's always finds something even when you feel like telling him, F off. But he still finds something to believe in, and that's a good thing. What do you think, Rack?
Of course it is.
There's no darkness without the light, and I can't help but be touched with the comment about the dog, because there's no pure love. The way we personify them sometimes, and we want to make them human in their actions. Sometimes you got to wonder what they understand. And there's definite amount of joy that they impart, I think. Especially when you're in a dark place sometimes, well, all you need is when they come up to you and they nudge you, they give you that, hey, and then they want you, then come scratch me, it's lovely. I can only imagine. I haven't had a pet in a while, but that part always touches me. But the overall thought of it, the overall hope of what's happening comes through, I think, in this also. It's like everything's imploding, and you're just worried about making it to the end. And you're determined not to be fooled, and that's hard to do, So you got to pay attention. It's all about your perspective, I think, and that's what I got from this.
Thank you, brother. And you're right. You articulated it very well. As far as the dog thing goes, you notice when a dog comes and licks you, your own, it's with a pure tongue. You know what I'm saying? There's no weird words. There's no innuendos. There's nothing weird about it. It's straight across the board there. If we could be more like that with people, we wouldn't be where we're at. And I think we're headed there. There's an ascension coming in lots of different ways here. And so we're headed there. But, yeah, thank you. Sin, what's your take, brother?
I think Sin left, but you could ask Wayne.
Still out?
Maybe
he did. Yeah, Wayne.
Yes. I said, I think this is cool. It starts out about the trials of life and how rough it can be, and then it levels out when he says, so I kissed the little dog, and the world got a little brighter at that point, and they're able to handle it. Great poem. Great nice to hear your voice again, and a good read. Thank you, Randall.
Oh, thank you, brother, for your comment. Marvelous. Cool. Very cool. All right, Boo, what do we got?
Read your poem, Wayne, or is it a SoundCloud?
I put one on the topic board. I put one on the topic board with the SoundCloud. You get your SoundCloud in there, Sam. I don't know if you can.
I'm
fooling around.
I'll do that now, and then we can read. Maybe Pat could read the other. Remember the guy we were talking about last night, Randall? I see him on the board right now. That JF, I don't know who that is,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of, yeah, it's on there right now. It's trippy. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
That's interesting.
Okay, I have Pat Reed, Lotus. I'll put it up there. Is that okay, Pat?
Yeah, I'm trying to think how I find it.
I'm going to put it on the board. I'll send it to you if you want. I'll put it on the board and send it over to you. Okay. All right.
Wait, I'm under group messages, so I should be able to get
okay.
it.
You're in the right place. My computer's just being a putz. So, of course. I don't know what's up with this thing. I think something's... Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. So, here you go. It's getting there. God, I don't know what's up. I think I got something funky with his computer. Figures. All right, and then I'll do Wayne's while we're... I don't know why it's tripping. I have to go on my phone. Oh, I see the problem. Thinking I'm saving it. You have any shows coming up on you want to push Rack?
No, I got nothing.
I got nothing. Okay. All right. Here you go. There you go, Pat. Can you see it? Oh, did I just put Racks up there again? Oh, I did.
Yeah, you put up.
See? I meant to put Lotus. Okay, let me grab it. Sorry. There she is. For some reason, it's not. I don't know what's up with this thing. Oh, I see. Okay. Got it. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. I think I got it. There.
Okay. I see it. And wait, is it called Nostalgia?
Yes.
By Lotus Castle.
Mhm.
Okay. Nostalgia. Like trickles of woodland river, it seems relentless. The little dreams that we once weaved in shades of evergreen wilderness, with dapples of midday sun, it was bright beneath the shadows of crowded canopies. It was dim. Someday the hued fistfuls, vain in its just, lost tracks, lost somewhere deep and far, far from that loose fitting radius. How everything there stands still in my memory, as moss-laden niches, each day growing and fading, within distant solos of me. And
Well read, Pat. What'd you think? You read it, sweetie. What'd you get from it?
Like something was lost here, but I'm trying to figure out what was lost.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me also. Or like a memory that starts out great and clear and then fades as the piece moves, each day growing and fading within distant solos of me. It's an interesting closing line there. Lost tracks, but somewhere deep and far. A lot of the memories you hold, a lot of the ones that close dear, unless they're crystal clear for that instant, but if they're attached to someone where there's a lot of memories, as time fades that we're away from them, a lot of that stuff comes to be diluted and only highlights stick out. And sometimes it's a bummer that we lost part of it. I'm not sure that's what she's alluding to here, but that's the way it hit me. Boo, what'd you think?
I think the language is so beautiful. Trickles of woodland rivers, dapples of midday sun, like, you know, someday the heaved fistfuls. It's just, I think it's really, it's won a couple golds, I see, too. I think, to me, what she's talking about is like, you know, when someone dies or when you break up with somebody or whatever, and you're afraid you're going to forget them. You're afraid you're going to forget their voice, how they are, their touch, their smell, all of that. And that's what I see. Lost tracks, lost someone deep and far, far from the loose-fitting radius. Like they're gone somewhere far away she can't touch and she'll never reach again. And she's afraid to forget. That's what I see. But it's really beautifully written. It deserves the golds there. Nice language and wording, and it makes you think about immortality. To me, good job.
Yeah, I hear you, Boo, and that's kind of the way it hit me too. There was a lot of things that I wanted to hold on to after my wife's death, and now after this many years, there's just certain highlights, but a lot of the backstory or what it alluded to later on that links other memories fades into the past. And I'm aware of that. And that part's kind of a bummer because it is what it is, but you can only grasp the nugget of it after so much time has went by. Well said.
Well, that's,
Rack, what do you think?
Smell my mom's like top drawer in my dad's house, and it smells still just like her, and it takes you right back there. So, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. You want to comment, Rack?
Yeah. What Boo just said too. You know, smells trigger memories too, but you know, it all to me goes to, you know, how people walk in and out of your lives, and some of them, you know, touch us. You know, depending on how long. Well, I mean, not even depending on how long you know them. You can know someone for only a little bit, and you know they could touch you in such a way that it stays with you for the rest of your life. And there's some people that you know for a long time, or you feel like you know, and then you find out you never really got to know them. So you know, those memories are, you know, what keeps things alive. You know, as people drift in and out of our lives. You know, some people are there for, you know, how is it they put it, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and you know, that's kind of what that makes me think of. And you know, we mentioned Parkinson's earlier. That also makes me think of one of the other diseases that you know everyone's afraid of is Alzheimer's. The idea of your mind being trapped in your body and just not being there. That to me is one of the most horrible things, when you start to lose those memories and you forget, you know, the people around you and your lifetime of you know, that some people don't even recognize their own family members. That's horrible. And we've got nothing but you know, our memories to hold on to that. That's our reality.
Yeah, and that's a keen observation, brother. That, and then the same effect happens, the losing of them there. I look at those Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia as just some of the worst that you could experience, and I really feel for those that are suffering with that. It's just brutal. I agree.
I used to take care of a lady who had hysterics 8 years, and it was rough to watch her go from functional to non-functional.
Oh man, it's real.
Yeah, right. Just brutal. Wayne, what's your take, bud?
Well, I got out of it. First, it's a well-written poem. It's very poetically written. I like that. I like the way it's written. But it seems like it was a poem about reminiscing about a past he once had, and he now misses. And as time goes on, he remembers less about it, but it's still a large part of his memory, and that he misses a whole lot, and he still cherishes. But he's losing his memory as he goes. He's forgetting more and more about it, but it's still a big part of his memory, and he misses it a whole lot. It's kind of sad, but it's kind of a realistic poem too. You did a great job on this. I liked it.
Oh yeah, the writing's so well done, and it does hit that emotional spot where all of us can relate to it. from the different points that have been mentioned here. Losing a memory that's dear to us on any level is quite a bummer. We have to look at, when this is all said and done, what's the only thing we're going to take with us, right?
Right. That's it.
Amen. Very cool. Lotus, well done, dear.
Also, I watched her,
at?
like, the last couple of years, like, I've seen her grow a lot, like her poetry. We're going to do Wayne. Funny quick story about that really quick. There is a book out, and I forget the name, but I read it before in nursing school, and they're talking about how you should never talk about a patient. Well, we should never do it in public anyway, but the hearing's the last thing to go. So there was a lady, she was in something like this, but it was a coma. They said she's never going to get out of it. Anywho, she came out of it like a couple years later, and she knew everything about everybody in the hospital, all the rumors, all the gossip, who's doing who, and she wrote a book about it. It was friggin' hilarious. And so then he said, lesson learned, never say shit around patients, because they don't remember stuff. And she did. She knew everybody. Right. It was funny. All the gossip, everything. I thought that must have been a great read.
That's when we get that miraculous stuff, kind of God's magic, you know what I'm saying? That pops up all over the place. Very cool. That's a cool story, Boo. I could only imagine some of the shit that might have been said in front of her.
Oh, yeah. She said she knew who was doing who liked who was a bitch, who was
right.
the whole thing.
Right.
That must have been juicy writing. And she's like, I remembered shit I don't even want to remember. But unfortunately, I remembered it. And they said she got it right down to a T, where they ate lunch, everything. It was just bizarre.
Wow, that's a trip. What a trip.
Yeah.
Very cool.
She's like,
Lotus, well done.
Information. But I'm going to put Wayne's. I put Wayne's up. I'm just waiting for the page to load for the first clip. I already
this poem is a little different, so I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit different, so I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, that's good. The one about the clothes, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh, I should have put clothes.
All right, we got it up, Wayne. It's all you, buddy.
Yeah, he's got a SoundCloud. I'm just waiting for the page to come up. Let's see.
Who's getting loaded?
I put Wayne in there. If I put Wayne in there, hundreds of poems are going to come up. So I'm going to put clothes. Okay. I'm surprised we're not out of room, actually. Okay, let's see. Apparently we're very popular in Chile. Did you know this, Randall?
Say that again.
Apparently the show is very popular in Chile. They love poetry, I guess.
Go figure, right? Well, cool. To all the Chileans, hope you're doing well. Stay away from all the earthquakes. That shit's going on all around that area. So, hope you guys enjoy the show, and thanks so much for the support.
Okay, here we go. I got to put clothes in here. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. For Wayne.
This is called Beautiful Clothes. With all her beauty, showed up wearing red, with long silky black hair on her head. Such a delicate lady, fragile and thin. And in the breeze, she showed some skin. We sat in pub, we didn't pretend, as we listened to the sorrow of a violin, with sobbing strings that play. Never will forget that romantic day. When she moved with class. Never have I seen such a perfect ass. She was smooth and had lots of style. With a crooked nose, I still loved her smile. And as she whispered in my ear, it would be Elmer Fudd that I would hear. She couldn't help it but make that sound because of her nose. what I found. Should have known it wouldn't last. Just another memory of my past. Wanted more money and better clothes and have a surgeon work on her nose. Remember all the broken words that she said and how she would snort in the bed. Didn't know it would end so soon. She was gone the next afternoon. Yeah.
I don't know whether to laugh.
What the fuck?
I started getting broken nose, though. Changing
to
beautiful
tell you,
clothes.
brother.
He has a nice ass.
I look so forward to your stuff because I just have no idea where it's going to go. And somehow you managed to take me there. And I got to tell you, brother, I'm going along with this, and then all of a sudden I get the nose thing there, crooked nose, okay, but then the Elmer Fudd shit is what the hell? Where's he going with this? This is classic, brother.
But she has a nice ass.
And have a surgeon work on her nose.
Yeah, I want to throw a little comedy in there.
God, brother. Well
and
done. Well done. Boo, what do you think?
I love the sniffle at the end, like he's really crying. And I wasn't sure if I was supposed to laugh or cry, but and then when she said she has a nice ass, I was like, the whole time it's going through the beautiful piano music. I'm like, oh, this is going to be so touching. And then he gets down to it, and he gets to her ass. This is funny as hell. And then she could fix her nose, you know. You're like, she's perfect, but she's not that perfect. She needs a few things. And then maybe like an upgrade. And I like the picture that you used, because when I look at the picture, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is about like Asian, you know, like the geisha girls or whatever. And then I thought, and Elmer Fudd, I would hear her. She couldn't help but make a sound because of her nose. Is what I found. It was just funny, man. And then remember all the broken words she said. That's really what it comes down to, all the lies and brokenness that she told you. And then she died, I guess, before you ever got to pursue it and see if anything came of it. So it's heartbreaking and funny. Yeah.
I appreciate it. That would be a little
great music.
So I was trying to get funny again.
Yeah, just too much, man. Just, you always tickle me, man. Always tickle me. Rack, what'd you think of that?
I love Wayne. You know, even something as simple as, you know, long silky black hair on her head. You know, because with Wayne it could be like, you know, on her chin or, you know, from her nose.
Right.
Right. Even something as subtle as that, you know, it's gotta love Wayne and you know his attention to detail and the way he tells his story. It's almost like you're there, you know. So.
Yeah, and you know what, Rack, you're right. He's got to give us the definitive imagery because it could have been in any other place on her body, and I would expect that from Wayne. So, what you showed us in his piece. So his articulation is quite cool because it could go anywhere. I think that's what I love about his work so much. Dash, what'd you think of that?
He's another one always supporting, always.
Well, I wasn't Wayne. I thought it was a great poem and a great read. And, you know, I kept going back and forth about whether you were joking or you were serious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks.
Yeah, I was trying to do comedy.
You know why it works, Wayne? Because you're sincere when you do it. You know, some people are down, you could tell, but when you say, you know, long silky black hair on her head, it's like you know you were touched by that. You know you